All right, let's look at some shots. First of all, let's take a look at just a couple ideas and just to give you, and again, you wanna make these fit to your offense. I'm gonna give you, the background on a couple of these and why I think they're good. You know, and the times you run them are good too. I mean, you can see this is a 3rd and 7, 3rd and 6. I mean, I'm not running these shot plays on, 3rd and extra long yardage or anything like that. We're running these in manageable situations. We don't want to create too much of a tendency or too much of a alert of what we might be doing. But you have to coach these up. I mean, a lot of times the details in a lot of these gadgets remain the same for us. So what this is going to be, okay, this is going to be a outside zone play, okay, into the boundary. So we're going to hand the ball off. Okay, we'll be blocking here. We're going to show that zone action. We're going to hand the ball off to our running back just like we would, okay, out of our two back little outside zone deal. So that's the first segment of it. Okay. Now the second part of it, this player right here is going to get a reverse. Now we've run this play with this reverse earlier in the year. So this is something we've already kind of set up before. But our rule is he's going to be throwing the ball on this. So our rule on any reverse pass is we want him to at least be about 7 or 8 yards past the line of scrimmage, beyond the line of scrimmage when he gets the toss. Okay. And the reason for that is this. A lot of times guys get into trouble on any kind of reverse passes or anything like that if they get too shallow. So if a guy gets that kind of flip or that reverse and he gets too shallow and you get a guy that gets beat up the field, he's now in trouble because this guy isn't a quarterback, right? He's not used to climbing the pocket and making a throw and things like that. And he ends up getting hemmed in here and you end up losing yards a lot of times and missing on a big play. So you want him to be deeper probably than he has to be. That way, if you do have some kind of penetration there, he can get around it because you want him to be able to get around it a lot of times to make these throws. All right, so that's a coaching point for us on any kind of reverse pass, anything like that. We want to be deep, okay, so that we can make sure that when we get that ball, all right, that we're in a position, to be able to do that. So let's take a look and just see where he ends up getting this flip. Yeah, see, he's good right there. He's about 8, 9 yards deep. When he gets the flip and he's in a really good situation because we do have some penetration there. Some penetration does come through, but he's able to go ahead and beat that by the track, that he has taken. So that is a critical point. Okay. The other critical point that we teach, and we used to do this different ways. We used to be a big jet sweep team and we do the double handoff thing on reverses and all of that. And now we are primarily we will flip the ball, on reverses. And when we flip it, I tell the guys, it's a weird analogy. The guy that's carrying the ball, we want a dead flip. Like we want it to come out of his hand like a knuckleball dead. So I use the term, it's like you're releasing a butterfly. All right. You don't want to crush it. You don't want to flip it. You don't want to throw it. You're just kind of releasing it. Just let it go. So we want a nice little soft, and the guys all laugh when you say that, release the butterfly, but a nice little, nice catchable flip. Because again, these are the plays you tell the guys, you get one shot. Like we got one shot to do this. All right. If we don't execute one part of this, this play is dead. And then the sad thing is you can't run it again. There's not a restart button. A lot of times in the same game, you can't run the same gadget. You get one shot at it. So what we're doing up front, we're big on big, and then anybody that's uncovered, he'll actually pop, like our center's uncovered, he'll actually pop and he'll come out here you know, to help out late. That's the blocking rules that we basically used with this particular deal. Now, the key part to this whole thing is right here. So our outside receiver, we ask him to do, we ask him to run a big post. And what we mean by that, he's going to come down the field and he's going to go occupy whatever's hanging out over here. Okay. Now, he is not in the read. And I'm going to show you an example of what happens if your guys don't truly, you know, listen to what you're saying on these gadget plays, because we only give him one read. Like, he's got one guy to throw to. The guy he's going to throw to is this guy right here. He's basically throwing him the ball and running is his options. We don't want the ball thrown here. This guy's not a quarterback. I don't want him on the run, throwing the ball on a post, you know, back across the field. It's not something we're trying to do on this play. The ball, we would like the ball to get here. And the coaching point is, so on this, and again, you want it to look like a play you're running, is my point. So running our outside zone. And part of the deal is, well, this guy, he'll just take a little walk-off relief, okay? And that's part of our deal, because if the quarterback pulled the ball here, he could pop him the ball, you know, as a secondary part of the run game. So we want it to look exactly like that. So what ends up happening, you'll see this guy really lazily, when the ball snapped, he's going to lazily just kind of walk off the ball. All right. What happens is this guy now, he'll initially take an interest in him, but then he sees him kind of just being lazy, and he'll go and attack. So what we teach this guy is, he goes lazy. The minute he sees that guy settle, he turns right now up the field. And it times up really, really good, because we end up getting this reverse action. Okay. This guy comes to attack, and we end up throwing the ball into a big vacated area, you know, at about 18 to 20 yards. And it ends up being a really, really good deal. I mean, anytime you run a reverse passes, toss passes, I think that's not coachable. You don't have to be in a hurry. Like, if this guy just took off right now, or even just stuttered, he's going to outrun this guy's arm probably that's throwing the ball. So we only want this to be about an 18, 20 yard pass in the air or something like that. So he'll just walk off. This guy will attack, and he'll shoot up the field, and you'll see it for a big, big play here. I'll play it out. We get it reversed. Okay, and again, watch our slot receiver, you know, just really, really lazy. You know, I'll try to go slow with it here so you can really see it. So he's just lazy. That guy's looking at him for a minute. The big post is key, because we're getting that inside release. You know, we're forcing that guy to carry it, all right, to try to carry that post, all right. And then you can see just wide open there. And again, that's not a long throw. That ball's only in the air, like I said, about 15 to 20 yards. I'll let it play it at full speed now. Again, we get that flip, that guy attacks. And again, the coaching point is that slot receiver is just going to wait. All right. He's going to wait until that guy attacks it. All right. And then he's going to go ahead and take off up the field. But that's a shot. Okay. So to us, that's a shot, and it's a good play. So later on in the season, we run the same thing. You know, we're in a little bit of a different set. Okay, we're in a little bit of a different set, but it's literally the same play. Okay, you can see us playing with tempo. Ball, the sticks aren't even set. All right, we're in two back. It's our deuce set though, a little different. Still going to be the same deal. We're going outside zone. All right, to the single side. Again, he's going to get nice and deep. You're going to get the same thing here. You're going to get the big post. You're going to get the walk off, and then he's going to take off up the field. So again, same play, same season. Okay. You see the uncovered lineman pop out. All right. And it ends up being a really big play. And you can see the uncovered lineman pop out backside. Okay. I think you can see here, you know, an uncovered, we had a guard there that was uncovered. He ended up popping back out. And that's stuff our guys are used to, you know, in our, like some of our run and shoot protections and stuff like that. We have a backside roll where guys will do stuff like that. So they're pretty in tune with, it's not new teaching, you know, for those guys. But again, that's a good deal. Now I'm going to show you another example, okay, of why you have to really, again, it's the same play. So it's the same shot play. These are all just different points in the season. But you have to coach a guy up, because if he starts to get greedier, he can't go off the script. Like here's an example. Our guy goes off the script. So he decides, because there's no safety in the middle of the field, I think he wants to throw this post. He gets in his mind, he's going to throw the post, and the post is open, but it's a harder throw. The guy's not a quarterback. This is the easy money. You'll see him walk off. You'll see him take off, and he's going to be wide open, but we end up throwing an incomplete pass because we get off the script of what the play is, and we try to make more happen than we need to happen. So that's another coaching point. Okay, just take that. You know, just take that. Don't try to force. You know, we see something and we're trying to make something happen that's not there. Give him the ball. Okay, he's wide open. Give him the ball. He probably scores. I mean, if he throws that ball here, just like he had done, and it's the same kid throwing it, you know, both times. If he throws the ball here, it's probably a touchdown. You know, and you know, difference in a game. You know, that's a big miss, and that's a force. So again, you have to, the reason I put that on there is you have to coach your guys up. You know, it's not a do whatever you want to do type of thing when you're running shots, when you're running gadgets. There's very detailed coaching points involved, in my opinion. It's not just, oh, we're going to run a toss play and that's that. There's things you have to do to make them be successful. You got to be very detail oriented.